Okay, telecine tutorial. So we're gonna be using NTSC-RS for this, so you need to have that installed. So, so I have this After Effects composition pulled up that I have not rendered yet. Actually, it's just this little animation I made. So for this one, we're gonna make a new comp. Make sure it's 24 frames per second, so that because that's the actual frame rate of film. So gotta make that. So then I think we have the comp already. Actually, no, I was gonna use this. I'm gonna use this one already rendered. So you might have seen this one already. Just simple flash. So comp 4. So we're gonna have comp 8 open, that's our blank one. Then we're gonna drag comp 4 in here. Resize it. Again, it's gonna fit. Alright, so now we're gonna add this super cool thing called a wiggle expression. So under transform, right click position, go to edit expression, type wiggle, and then 8, 1. That's the ideal frame rate you want to do, because then it'll make it look like it's shaking a bit. You can kind of see there. So it might look smooth, but it'll still render out as a 24 FPS. So now for the grain, shoot, I don't remember these numbers offhand, so I'm gonna have to, shoot. It was like, so then you're gonna add a noise expression with the 15% value and no color noise, and make sure clip result values are turned on, and then you're gonna add a lumetri color. Now ignore both of these values. That was from when I was testing this effect actually. So you're gonna add a lumetri color. Ensure that temperature is at -46 per x, and then the tint is at 27. So then it looks like that. And I know some videos will actually with this stuff. There we go. Like this video, that's not it. Shoot, this opens on. Yeah, someone forgot to turn that off. So, but like it'll shake a bit too much, and then you'll kind of see the edges of the comp, and you don't want to see that. So if you want to, you can, unless it's black like this in the background, you can add like a little, you can actually zoom it and like scale it slightly so that fits. So then once you have that rendered, so then you need to render that, make sure to trim it though, so you don't end up with a 300 hour long video. Let's render that. I have a terrible file name system. I can't type. And then I'm going to render it. Then I'm going to open Premiere, and we're going to do some stuff in here. So I'm going to import it into Premiere. Now this is for the 3x2 pull down, which is like, I don't have a good example. I just have this version I rendered. But essentially, it like smoothens. Hold up, I have. Never mind. I had it somewhere, but I had like a slide of like essentially explaining what it did. But essentially, what it is that it kind of like smooth, like kind of like does this like framing or lighting here that was used a lot lately in the during when telescening. So then we're gonna go to sequence, add a new sequence, make sure it's the same size as this. It's gonna yell at me, so we're gonna change the sequence size so it fits properly. And then what you want to do is hold Alt and drag up so that it duplicates your thing. And you want to zoom in really good, and then move one frame to the right, and then put it here. Oh, forgot to mention, make sure it is at 60 frames per second, so that that it matches the correct frame rate of the video you're rendering. Actually, no, so that it's for the video effect, so that it doesn't look like a 24 frames per second. Click OK, make sure that's right. So now, after this, you're going to move one frame to the left and then place the top video over to the next frame there. And then you're going to make that top first frame 50% opacity. So then it kind of heads to the point of animation. It's going to look like it's like half of it's working. So like that's with it off. So then it kind of like smoothens it out a bit. And then you're going to cut it off wherever it ended. So it'll be actually here. We're going to cut it there. Actually, no, I'll cut it here. And then render that. And this is the part you're going to throw to NTSCRS. So something funny. Poopy head. So then in NTSCRS, you can just pull that up. I should probably attach the AV3 preset, so import that in. So then you gotta make sure the scale size is the same as the rendered video, or it's gonna be weird. So 720. So it should look that. So this is the AV3 preset I use for the most of my things I use for telecine, or like any of my captures. But like this honestly looks a bit better. But I'm gonna stick with AV3 because it's slightly look like that. And yeah, it has a bit of ringing effect. I'll probably post that as well. So then render it out. Change the name to Poopy Head 4, Poopy Head 3. I did not the extension, right? Render that. And then we're going to need to put it back into Premiere for this one. We're going to take this one, if it wants to load in. This is going to be, we're going to drag it in, make a new sequence, ensure that it is at 60 frames per second again. And then for this one, you're going to add another Lumetri preset. Another one, Lumetri. Whatever. You're going to add another one to this one. And then you want to add a sharpen effect. Is it? I think it was sharpen, or is it unsharp mask? I think it. Hold on. Yeah, it was sharpen. So you're gonna add the sharpen effect, and then if you want to, you can adjust like the temperature and stuff. So like if you wanted to be blue, you can adjust the temperature of that to like make the film look fun, or whatever you want. Increase the saturation like 300. Actually, just do that. So let's make it 300, and then for sharpen, you put that in there, and then it'll sharpen this whole thing. So you don't want it too much. You also don't want it so that it extends out. So like, if you made it like look like a home VHS recording and it had the little head slitching thingy up here, you could of course add a mask around the image part that you wanted to only sharpen, which is what I did for this one. Obviously, that's way too sharpened. So just to kind of adjust it so that it looks somewhat real, and then like that, and then bam, you got a telecine. So there you go.